Hello there, I'm Sean Greasley and welcome to another edition of our SQL tutorial series. In this tutorial I will be briefly describing the group by clause within the select statement. You may, a couple of tutorials ago, had a little experiment with the count function. It's a very nice function to have. It counts how many fields you have in your database. For example, we're counting the number of fields. We have 14. If we want to count how many clerks there are, how many salesmen there are, how many presidents there are, we have to, you may think it's logical to select the job and the count for these jobs. So if you execute this, it says not a single group function. To get around this, we introduce the group by clause. Oh. There we go. So what this is saying is we're selecting the job, the count for each job from the employee table, grouping by the job. So what this does, it groups the data by job, then it specifies a count for this grouping. If we execute this, we're saying there's 2 analysts, 2 clerks, 3 managers, 1 president and 4 salesmen within the database. So that is the basic use of the group function. We can then kind of dig deeper into this and say how many people have a job which are in a particular room. So department number, let's execute this. So what the data is displaying, there is a clerk in department 10, there's 1 clerk in department 10, there is 2 clerks in department 20, there's 1 clerk in department 30, there's 4 salesmen in department 30, that must mean all the salesmen work in department 30, there's a manager in department 30, 1 of those, and there's 1 president which doesn't have a department. So the syntax here, we're selecting the job, the department number, and we need to count. If you think, look at your task, what you want to do. For this particular example, we are saying how many people are there in each type of job within each department. So when you say how many people, we know we're using the count function, like so. Then it says, for example, how many people are there in each kind of job. We're using the job function within each department. So we know these are the fields we're using here. We know this is the table where they're coming from, and all that's left to do is the group by function. Never group by functions themselves. You'll just end up in a big mess and you'll get errors. So what we're doing, we want to group by job and department number. So we're saying how many people in the job in this department. So we're grouping by 2 functions, table headers for example here. So you can then build on to complex examples and anything like that really. So if we say, what is the average salary of each job within each department. Let's run that. So the average salary of the clerks in department 10 is that. Average salary of the clerks in department 20 is that. So obviously the clerks in department 10 have a better average wage. Maybe that's the highest department in the company and that's where all the upper class clerks work. We can then look at, we know that all salesmen work in department 30. We can say manager. Obviously the average managers get more money in department 20. So you remember, don't group by functions, group by the data you want to actually group by, which is job and department number. So that is a look at the group by function and how to group data so you can display functions for each column and not just the table as a whole. I've been Sean Grizzly, thank you for listening once more, and good night.